Iceland. And Craig Peterson is the head coach of Iceland. And he has been for a long time. Ivan Takachenko, Alexander Lipovi, Andrei Vojanilovic, Volodymyr Hiron, and Ilya Sidorov, the starting five for Ukraine today. Lukashov, Krutos, Bobrov, Pavlov, Kravtsov, and Berezhenk and Kovalov playing, coming off the bench for that man right there, who was quite a player himself back in the day. Einars Bagatskis played for Latvia's national team. Coach Latvia as recently as the Eurobasket 2017. He coached Ukraine at this past Eurobasket, which just kind of took the world by storm, really. It was such an amazing tournament, and they made it all the way to Berlin for the knockout round. So it was a positive summer for this Ukraine national team. And, well, probably a big ask for them to get to the World Cup from their position, but they still are alive, and they're going to come out and play like it. No doubt that if they run the table, they get 3 wins, put themselves in the running. Who knows what will happen? Other results obviously have to go their way, but Ukraine, if they've proved anything in recent times, this national team, is they will go for it. So Ukraine coming off a 96-77 win at the Netherlands. So their confidence should be high. That's a Netherlands team that's always tough to beat. And they come here not that far away from the Netherlands, it has to be said. Plenty of time to prepare for Iceland. And Craig Peterson, who probably doesn't get nearly enough credit for the job that he's done as the national team coach of Iceland. I mean, to think, he's presided over teams, Iceland teams, that made it to the FIBA Eurobasket in 2015 to 2017. And this is a competitive team that, if they make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup, that is going to be an amazing story. It's not the biggest country in terms of population, but as a sports nation, Iceland doesn't back down from anybody. Well, good afternoon from Riga, everybody. It's Ukraine taking on Iceland. This is the home away from home court for Ukraine, and they need a win to stay in the hunt, to keep alive their faint hopes of getting to the World Cup. Of course, Iceland also looking to get the big win, and they allow the wide open layup by Ukraine to start the game. Vojanilovic getting that, and then at the other end is Helenissen. Been playing in Spain for several years, Helenissen. And one of the more interesting stories, really, in European basketball over the years, in recent times, growing up on a farm, being discovered, and look at him. I mean, he is a very big fellow, and he's athletic, and very important to this Iceland team. Fredrickson, razzle dazzle. Oh boy, talk about a move, shaking and baking. I'm not sure that Takachenko's seen anything like that before. He's going to have to wake up, smell the coffee, because Fredrickson looks like he's ready to go. Sidorov missing, and the offensive rebound by Takachenko. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. Watch Fredrickson. I know this was the dunk from Tryggvi Heleniusson. And Vojanovic scoring the first points for Ukraine. But really, that Fredrickson move was one of the moves, best moves of the window. Coming out, missing from a long way out, Lipovi. Remember that Ukraine team that qualified for the World Cup back in 2013, and then he played at the World Cup the following year. A miss. Now Sidorov. Here's Lipovi again. Sidorov gets in, and a foul called. Number 34 picks up the foul. So Sidorov goes to the line. Nothing but twine. I like those players that don't dribble before they shoot the free throw. They just get it up. Let's get on with it. And he makes both. Drifting in, and the ball goes in and out. And it looks like he might have picked up a knock with that shot. Steinerson. Fredrickson over to Steinerson for three. And Tkachenko has it. Ball goes out of bounds. Heleniusson leans into one and just turns into a layup, a step, a giant step at that. Lipovi for three. Alexander Lipovi. Axel Gudmundsson gets it again, and this time Heleniusson, well, I'm sure he'd rather dunk it if he can, but he tried to score with his left hand. Fredrickson rebounds and runs. A lot of people find Iceland very difficult to play against. Boy, that was a dangerous pass, even though it was flashy. And Steinerson says he was pushed by Sidorov. Sidorov's laughing like he wasn't, so let's have a look here. Sidorov might have been fortunate to get away with that. Good pressure out of the perimeter. Thrasterson. Bounce pass. And another missed layup. This one by Volodymyr Heron. Quick pass, he's going to go and flush that. He's fouled and he's going to get the basket. Volodymyr Heron commits the personal. I mean, really, have a look again. Oh, he'll take it. Tryggvi. Yeah, if he catches it, anywhere close to the basket and is able to turn, forget about it. He should be able to go up and just dunk it or score with ease. And Lenison makes the shot. He's got 7 points. Remember that game earlier in the qualifiers against Italy in the first round when he had 34 points, 21 rebounds? Lenison, that was positively amazing. Here's the drive and the foul on Sidorov. This time they do blow the whistle. Here's another look at that. Steinerson gets in, puts the pressure. But back to Lenison, anytime you're averaging 14.7 points and 10.3 rebounds in the European qualifiers, that's a pretty good testament to how crucial you are to this team. He is a beast. So Steinerson, who looked like he kind of tweaked a leg injury or something at the start of the game. Do you remember Eurobasket 2017 in Helsinki when Iceland took so many fans? That was an incredible fan following. Several thousand fans followed them and were amazing, really. They had that big, long Icelandic clap from the stands. So the foul called on Steinerson. So Steinerson goes out. Number 66, Arner comes in. Well, that's what he's got on his jersey anyway. And the shot no good. Sigtrygger Bjornsson, but we'll go with Arner. And Jon Axel Gudmundsson in the game. Former Davidson College standout, played for the legendary coach there, Bob McKillop, who retired last summer. And the ball goes out of bounds and off Timur Thrasterson, who's also at Davidson College, playing for McKillop's son, Vladimir Heron, trying to give his team a lift. Lipovic misses the shot. They battle for the rebound. And it's Gustafsson that comes down with it. Gustafsson, 21 years of age. Turn it over. Here comes Ukraine. Three-pointer no good. Only white shirts there for the rebound of the Denis Lukashov miss. Jon Axel Gudmundsson dribbles his wraparound pass outside to Arner, who drives in, and the shot was blocked by Lipovic. Now quickly. And Ukraine with the long two. Krutos. Oslo Krutos gets his first basket. Gave him a, is that a 3 or a 2? That's first. No, that was a 2. Oh, official score is saying it was a 3. What the score says. Not sure if it's 11-10 right now. If they gave him a 3, it looked like he was inside the arc. 11-9. But anyway, we'll have a gander at that. Have a look. That was a great swat by Lipovi. So Lipovi, the only player here from that Eurobasket team in 2013 that played under former coach Mike Fratello. It's hard to believe that was almost a decade ago. Oh, look at that. Slava Kravtsov gets in and scores. Actually, come to think of it, Kravtsov, I remember him being at the World Cup. Actually, no, I think he was also in 2013. Boy, scooping and hooping and missing on the drive to the basket was Jan Axel Gudmundsson, but then they turned the basketball over. Bobrov making his coach rather excitable over there on the sidelines. Yeah, Kravtsov was also at the Eurobasket in 2013. It's good to have a link to that successful past for Ukraine. Over Frederick. Over to Arna. And it's a low-scoring game right now. Kravtsov. Christopher Acox has checked into the game, guarding him. And Kravtsov misses the jumper. They'll give that shot to him. Acox, another of the Icelandic players, played in the American South, in fact, at Furman University. And now the nice drive off the glass and in, and a chance for a three-point play for Iceland. I'll tell you what, he gets the maximum out of his ability, doesn't he? He is fantastic. Elvar Fredriksson. And that member of staff over there on the Iceland bench gets his money's worth as well. He celebrates like there's no tomorrow. I'll tell you, it's tempting to want to keep him out there as long as possible because he has been that good. Kari comes in as a replacement. Lukashov now crosses midcourt. A minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Kravtsov. Ooh, the block has been called on Christopher Acox, former Purple Paladin. Kravtsov had spell in the NBA. Career never really took off over there. Denver, Phoenix, but he's been around. There's always a need for a big guy, and he's going to get another look. And he's over the line. So Iceland maintained a 2-point lead. Jan Axel Gudmundsson goes out. Fasterson, Stormir Fasterson comes into the game. And the foul is called. Kachinko a little frustrated. Yeah, they will take all the trips they can get to the free throw line, that's for sure. And the turnover. Iceland have it back. Bounce pass, and Acox goes up and scores with the left hand. Three-pointer taken early. It gives the ball back to Iceland. About a 7-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Nice pass. Give and go. Acox misses and then hits the basket support pretty hard. Ukraine don't have much time. They got to hurry. And they get it to Kraftsov, and he is hammered by Thrasterson. It was Thrasterson on that play. So Acox goes back out. Thrasterson, who is a sophomore at Davidson. They've already started their season, so he'll go and rejoin them, I would imagine, immediately after this. Very, very stringent academics at Davidson, so he doesn't want to miss too much time out of the classroom. Tries to get this one to drop and does not. Oh, can you believe it? Thrasterson tipped it up and tried to tip it away, and it went in. So let's see who's going to get credit for that basket. At the end of one, it's Iceland winning 18-14 over Ukraine. Well, one of those four makes for Ukraine inside the arc is the tap by Thrasterson, their 4 of 12, 6 of 13. Now for Iceland, nobody's shooting it well from three-point range. So Tkachenko was credited with the basket, although it was tapped by the Icelandic player. So as we look at the highlights, Iceland have led by 6 points, as many. They've scored 6 points off the Ukraine turnovers. No points off turnovers for Ukraine. And Iceland, predictably, with Lennison especially, have 12 points in the paint compared to 6 for Ukraine. Scanning the barcode to get Courtside 1891 in your smartphones. Gives you video streams, schedules, and scores. Everything you need. It is a fantastic app, folks. Can't say it enough. Into the corner, and out there for Kari Jonsson. Bobrov tries to go to work, and no joy. But the foul looks like it's been called here. So Krasov just missed a couple of free throws, but then Thrasterson, while trying to get the rebound, tapped it up and in. Krasov makes the 2 free throws this time, much better, and closes the gap to just 2 points. Fredriksson back in the game. Gets it to, no, he did not get it to Heleniusson. He tried to. Lukashov back outside to Sidorov. Sidorov stops, turns, misses, and Fredriksson comes up with the basketball. Avoids the defense. Oh, no, he doesn't. And they're going to say the foul before the shot. Did a good job of avoiding the first Ukrainian player, but not the second. He was fouled. Oh, some shaking and baking from Iceland, from Fredriksson. Steinerson drives in, and he'll be mad at himself. Could have had an and one if he dropped that one through. So instead, he's got 2 free throws. First one good for Steinerson. Good group of Icelandic fans have flown here to Riga to support the team. And Steinerson makes the second. So back to a 4-point edge for Iceland, who, remember, are 4-3 after their loss the other day to Georgia. Sidorov gets in the paint, misses, and Ukraine's struggling to put the ball in the basket right now. Steinerson again, back outside. Jansson, Kari Jansson to Heleniusson. Back outside. Thrasterson drives off. The handoff was there. Almost. Quick hands from Ukraine prevented the delivery. Hansen, see him giving some instructions over there. Oh boy, he almost had it. Steinerson with the reverse layup. The quickness allows them to get in some good positions. Oh, great defense by Steinerson. And he avoids the foul. 2-on-1 break. Steinerson goes in and he's fouled. How about that for Iceland? Great hustle. Semir Thrasterson, excuse me. So timeout called by Ukraine.
Смотрите, сейчас ты как 4. Сейчас брейк. Смотрите, сделайте один раз вот так. Сейчас выбрасывают, остаются. Кого тебя держал сейчас? Окей, либо смотри, совсем просто. Липа идет как первый, пресс-брейк. Ты помогаешь, выбрасываешь. Сделаем здесь, что Дэн, здесь. Липа, ты идешь, подстрахуешь. Слава, получаешь мяч. Сид и Ваня. И когда ты отдал мяч отсюда, получи как бэкскрин.
Well, Steinerson did a great job of avoiding the foul, so the fast break continued. And Vasterson got down the court quickly. Those are the numbers so far for Tryggvi. And Vasterson completes the three-point play. Langston actually had 7 points. Here is the Vasterson again, 3-on-1 break. Ukraine slow to get back. Oh, great block from Tkachenko. I don't think Vasterson could quite believe it. He was going for the dunk, and just terrific defense from Tkachenko. Carter Johnson goes out, takes a seat. Fredrickson can't get it to fall. Three minutes into the second quarter. Sidorov back to Lukashov and rattles in the three-pointer. Fredrickson again gets it to Tryggvi this time, and Tryggvi Helenissen goes up. Just needs a little bit of room. And if you don't knock it out of his hands when he brings it down low, you can forget about it. 9 points for Tryggvi. Kravtsov goes right at Tryggvi Helenissen. He scores. Tkachenko doing a lot of everything right now for his Ukraine team. Lukashov. Look at Tkachenko get in there for another offensive rebound and putback. And they got a matchup problem with him because he is shooting guard, 1.97 meters in height. It's kind of like he's playing like a power forward in there. The handoff, Helenissen. Tryggvi Helenissen decides to pass it back outside. Fredrickson, little runner. Now quickly on the break, Lipovi, and the pass intercepted. Great hustle, kind of a frenetic pace right now for Iceland. And the three-point shot not there, but Thrasterson hustles down for the offensive rebound. The over-the-shoulder pass intended for Helenissen from Jan Axel Gudmundsson, and Ukraine recovered, did well. Thrasterson goes out, Acox comes back in. Tkachenko, she's definitely Ukraine's most important player in this game. 4 points, 5 rebounds. And an unsportsmanlike foul, just as I said that. Ivan Tkachenko has committed an unsportsmanlike. Wow. What's this? Ooh. Yeah, it came down hard on Jan Axel Goodmanson. Whack! Right there, no play of the ball. And you can see Bagatskis not impressed. And meanwhile, Jan Axel Goodmanson, he got hit on that right kind of upper arm area, misses both free throws. You can see he's holding it. So timeout on the court. Let's go down to the bench and listen to Craig Peterson of Iceland.
Hey, þau verðum að ná hartafrákusturinn, þá verðum við að ná að hlaupa. Við verðum að taka þau.
Hey, listen, we get it in, we're gonna run three, okay? Three. So Elmar, you're gonna come off of hey, Crystal, okay? Crystal, you're gonna go down here. Tricky, gonna come and set it over the middle. Tricky, roll it, okay? And then we'll spread out like this. All right? Three, yeah, three. Normal, just regular three, okay? And then when we come up, if we're running, if we're running, we can also run four, all right?
Iceland looking to come out with this timeout. Get a bucket. Drifting in and missing Acox, but he gets the rebound back. Fredriksson wants to drive up, and especially with Jan Axel Goodmanson missing those two free throws. Three-pointer no good. Steinerson, and now Ukraine can pull lever, take the lead. Sidorov with a runner. Now, Jan Axel Goodmanson again. Probing, decides to launch it from three. Bounce pass, Harron, and he ties it up at 25. Ukraine have been plugging away. And they've gotten their reward with 3.5 minutes remaining. We have got a tight one, folks. Another humdinger here in Riga. Lenison lucky he didn't turn that over. Three-pointer, Steinerson. Wow, I was about to count it. It went all the way around the rim. Looked like it was going down. It did not. And now Ukraine can take the lead. So first foul, Fredriksson, and on her back in the game, number 66, Jan Axel goes out. Porter Williamson also in the game, and Acox skies for the rebound. hold called on Ukraine. So Tkachenko working hard. And I believe Bagaskis is going to take him out. So Tkachenko, he really is kind of the heart and soul of this team. When you watch him play, he goes out of the game. Lennison goes to the line and makes the first free throw. Tuchnik comes into the game. Ilya Tuchnik hasn't played yet. Heron gets it, misses. Another opportunity to take the lead for Ukraine and just couldn't get it to drop. 2.5 minutes now to go in the first half. Skip pass, three-point shot, good! Oh, Arter, they need that. Oh, nice reply from Ukraine's number 55, Ilya Sidorov. Fraserson gets in the paint, gets it to Lennison, and a dangerous pass. Lennison needs to watch his pass. He does indeed turn it over in the end. So another chance for Ukraine. Lennison just a little lackadaisical with his passing, and the three-pointer puts Ukraine in front. Alexander Lipovy. All is not well right now for the men from Reykjavik. Porter Williamson brings it up. And Aycock's able to get to the basketball. Ukraine's hands active. And the foul on Lipovy before the shot from Thrasterson. Sirmir Thrasterson back in the game. Played about 13.5 minutes. So the Davidson Wildcat makes the first. And the second. Iceland back in front with 1:20 to go in the opening half. It's as tight can be. Arner sends his opponent down, so the foul called to Chenyek. Sidorov pulls up and makes another one. He just does not miss from that distance, does he? He's automatic. And Ukraine go back in front. Beautiful pass. But Aycock's missing the layup. Heron in the paint. Masterson, I think, called for the foul. No, it was Horder Wilhelmsson. Ukraine have trailed for the majority of this game, but here at the end of the first half, they've gotten their noses in front and tried to take the momentum with them at halftime. Heron makes 1 of 2. Then he follows up the miss. Not able to quite save it in bounds. So 44.9 seconds remaining. Order misses, gets it back. Order Wilhelmsson, and the bounce pass intended for Tryggvi. And I think it's the right play. Doesn't seem like Tryggvi Heleniusson is expecting the pass. So Ukraine now called timeout. They'll try to get something before the break.
И когда на табло будет 10 секунд на нападение, когда будет, тогда мы начинаем делать. Помните, играли кулак 3, Паша. Сид, ты контролируешь мяч. Контролируешь. Вова, здесь Паша, Илья и Липа. Липа здесь. И в тот момент, когда 10 секунд, уже 11. Илья бежит сюда. Паша делает как элевейтор. Вот здесь. Смотри, Вова, ты никуда не идешь. Либо после элевейтора сразу туда. Или бросок, или Сид отступись. Хэндофф.
Krasov has 7 points, Sidorov 6, Lipovic 6 points to lead Ukraine here in their game, their home away from home game in Riga against Iceland. Both teams still in the hunt for a spot in the World Cup, but Iceland have 2 more wins than Ukraine. And Sidorov fouled. And not a good foul at all by Horder Williamson. Puts him on the free throw line. Well, it's been a complicated game. They've just had to play patient, Ukraine. They've just kind of, in a way, Iceland have been their own worst enemies. Missing a lot of shots. Maybe shot selection hasn't been brilliant the whole game. So Peterson calls timeout. He wants to get something on their last possession. Clemson 10 points, but only 3 rebounds today and 1 steal. And on a few occasions, passes that have been coming his way, he's not been able to collect them. It's almost as if he's been surprised that they've been on the way. Sidorov, there's one thing he can do. He can make some free throws. He looks like Ilya, automatic from the free throw line, Sidorov. Makes all 4 of his attempts today. Now quickly to the other end, Steinerson. And Helenissen gets it back and puts it up and in, right at the buzzer. So big bucket from him. He's got 12 points. Good effort from Acox to keep it alive. And Helenissen does the smart thing, just gets the ball up and lets it go. He's leading his team in scoring at halftime. It's 35-33, Ukraine on top of Iceland. Well, 2 more threes made by Ukraine, and Iceland getting a lot of their success at the free throw line. Ukraine winning the battle of the boards. 1 more assist for Iceland and 1 more steal. And actually, that last basket gave Helenissen 12 points. Sidorov has 8. They're the game's leading scorers. Fredriksson and Steinerson. Pretty cold right now for Iceland. They need to heat up. And talking about needing to heat up, Lipovi and Lukashov for Ukraine. They need to heat up as well. So they are a combined 3 for 11 from the floor. And as you look at Trygve Helenissen scoring, Steinerson and Fredriksson are combined 2 for 12 from the floor. So those players need to fire for their respective teams to have success. This is Steinerson. He did make a good play there, passing over to Thrasterson, who has 5 points. Kachenko has been very active on the boards defensively, and he's also scored some points. He's got 4 points, 7 rebounds, and a block. And this is Helenissen going to work down low. So at halftime, it's Ukraine on top, 35-33 over Iceland.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Attacks, pass. Now he's got it. Chachashvili in motion. Good spacing, good patience, and he crushes it, and he forces a timeout from Slovenia. As the music plays. here in Tallinn. And really clever, because Tobias Boy had turned his back on the inbounder.
Maybe the 7 seconds before they make their move. Here we go. Oh, and the rejection. But what a great play defensively.
Pulled out, Lacombe puts it on the floor, wraps it. Penetration goes inside when Wembanyama just gets it at the second attempt and puts the throw down off his own miss for 2, and France tick it over. That'll settle the young man's nerves.
Strelnick steps back, one-footed 3. Are you kidding me? Wow, it's the same place he made the other one, only that time with the step back and going off 1 foot. And now the drive, and the basket is good for Moraitis. Going with the reverse layup and the spin.
With a good 11-point lead, though. Dumalu passes inside, one-handed flush. Azach with the one-hander.
Here comes Iceland in blue, Georgia in white, if you're just joining us. And a big throwdown off the pick and roll. Tryggvi Hilnason, big, big move.
Gagic goes hard, slams it home. Gagic with the big throwdown from nothing. And that's going to get the crowd back on their feet here. Bosnia regain the lead.
Now Great Britain cutting down to a 5-point ball game. Williams looks like he's going to go away. Jordan Williams, are you serious? My goodness gracious. Give this man some credit. I mean, Jordan Williams just went on a ride and took the entire GB offense with him.
Well, Tryggvi Hilnason has come in averaging just over 14 points per game, and he has led Iceland with 12 points in this first half, getting his points right at the basket or at the free throw line, which is usually how Tryggvi goes about his business. Came to basketball late, but was discovered in Iceland. Used to chase sheep, in fact, on the farm. And for Ukraine, Ilya Sidorov is, well, I was saying he was automatic right around here. I don't remember really the shots that he misses other than the makes, because he looks really good from about mid-range on both sides right there. That's his modus operandi. And also when he gets to the free throw line, he's very tough. He's perfect at the free throw line, 4 of 4. But the importance of this game, well, huge, really, for both teams. Ukraine 2-5, Iceland 4-3, and Iceland 4-3, just like Georgia, who beat them in Iceland the other night. And Iceland and Georgia will take on each other again. That'll be in the next window. So this is a fascinating group. Only the Netherlands have already been eliminated. And I'm pretty sure that's not correct. I'm pretty sure that Helensson has 12 points. So Bobrov has really been almost a non-factor, which strange considering how important he was in other games, and particularly also at the Eurobasket. I mean, he came in averaging 8.7 points, 5 rebounds, but he hasn't really been a factor at all today against Ukraine, or excuse me, against Iceland. Wagner hasn't gotten into the game yet. Could play a role in the second half. Also, Olafur Olafsson has not played, nor Hilmar Pedersen. And Kari Jansson's played just over 4 minutes, so the bulk of the minutes. Jan Axel Gudmundsson hasn't scored. He's 0-4, so really the guards have not fired at all. Elvar Fredriksson, Iger Steinerson, and Jan Axel Gudmundsson, they really need to pick it up for Iceland to have a chance. And maybe that's a good thing for them. Maybe they know eventually they're going to heat up, but they better get it going quickly if they're going to have a chance to get a win today.
Когда играем кулак вниз, начинаем с этого нападения. Для всех, если нету стопроцентной ситуации четвертом, в основном, где играем, дать, не даем. Кандон через верх, кандон плюс пик-н-ролл и плеерский. Как классно получается. Нам не надо топтаться, не все 5 сразу стоят. Потом, ребята, мы нормально, даже хорошо обороняемся. Просто когда подобрали, не думай, пиши и умно используй.
Scanning the barcode to get the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app in your smartphone. And just a wealth of information at your fingertips about these great qualifiers. Third quarter action underway here in Riga. Ukraine, the home team today, leading 35-33 over Iceland. Pass goes off the hands of Bobrov. And for whatever reason, it's not clicking with Bobrov today. Good recovery there. Henderson trying to sneak in to get behind. Here he has it. Passes it back to the corner. And offensive foul on Jan Axel Gudmundsson. So Sidorov brings it up. Lipovi for three. And Bobrov reaches in and commits the foul as Trygve had it. Okay, they give it on Pavlo Krutos instead. See what Peterson is going to do differently here in this second half. Looks like they want to get it to Henderson as much as possible. Steinerson for three, still can't get it to fall. He is ice cold. The Icelandic guard. And good job, Lenison knocking it off the rim. Axel Gudmundsson goes in and scores with the left hand. That's his first basket of the game. Ties it up at 35. Three-point look out there for Krutos. Fredriksson, wow, just in a little bit too much of a hurry there. I don't know if he wanted to shoot that, if he was trying to pass it, but it was an awkward looking shot. Wide open Lipovi. Well, both teams not shooting lights out today, that's for sure. Now the lob. Masterson brought it back down and they pass it around. Fredriksson has it. Lenison into the corner. Jan Axel Gudmundsson, and that's two in a row from him. A layup and now a three-pointer. Aaron catches it, takes it back out. Lipovi fouled by Steinerson. Plays in Spain, Steinerson with Alicante. And that was the basket from Jan Axel Gudmundsson on the drive and then from the corner. Lukashov, he's looking to heat up. Hands it off. And not able to get it to fall. Lukashov again, outside. Lukashov drives in. They gave him the layup in the end. He hustles, and Thrasterson not able to get the basketball from him. Great hustle from Ukraine. They want it more right now than Iceland, that's for sure, on that evidence. Lukashov from the stripe. Another offensive rebound. And ball batted away. And a foul called on Iceland. They just couldn't get the basketball. Great hustle from Ukraine on the boards. So Thrasterson, his third foul. Second foul, excuse me. Oh, it was his third. It is his third foul, yes. Bobroff, oh, tough take for the big fella. They're desperate for him to contribute something. Could be a real difference maker in this game for Ukraine. Jan Axel Gudmundsson, he has scored the team's last 7 points. Going back the years. He was in Germany with Kreilschem. Going back the years to his Davidson days. And he was a guy that played a lot, scored a lot. Oh boy, the long shot. Three-pointer from Lukashov. Great answer. And Ukraine tied again. Well, that was a dangerous pass to Elvar Fredriksson. Thrasterson drives in. Awkward looking shot, stays with it. And 2 free throws coming as he is fouled on the putback attempt. Gaskis not impressed with that one. Have another look. Looks like he'll probably get fouled on the putback attempt from Heron. Yeah, that's a good call. Kozlovskis, Latvian referee. So I'm guessing that he will speak Latvian to Begatskis. And Thrasterson hits 2 big free throws. Those free throws a little bit behind there. Iceland are now 14-17. And the drive and the basket is good from Lipovic. And Jan Axel Gudmundsson tied up. Great hustle, Heron. Well, judging from what we've seen so far today, this game's going down to the wire because neither team able to build anything substantial of a lead. That was a great block from Heron. And that was Lipovic at the other end scoring despite being guarded there by Helenissen and probably fouled, if you want to be honest. Trygve goes, and Jan Axel Gudmundsson now has 9 points in the third quarter. He had nothing at halftime. And good job from behind. Jonsson forces a turnover and the handoff, and the basket is good from number 24, Jan Axel Gudmundsson, who has 11. He's the only Icelandic player scoring. Lukashov in the paint. Kari Jansson, a little runner, and doesn't drop. Lukashov has it. Lukashov dribbling behind the back. What about Steinerson? So the foul called on Iger Steinerson. He's going to sit down. Frutos also going out of the game. And there's his replacement. Now shooting it from deep. Missing was Bobrov again. I would say that Iceland are riding their luck with Ukraine missing some jump shots, but they've also been missing some themselves. Trigby, look at the low post game. I'm not sure that's option A. 3-point look, good, and Ukraine back in front, and it's the man that just came back into the game, Ilya Turchenk. Jansson puts Iceland right back in front. Kari Jansson. Third quarter is flying by. Katchenko steps back, now gives it to Kravtsov. And the charge is called, so Jan Axel Gudmundsson not just scoring, but taking the punishment for the team. Look at this. Ooh, yeah. He lowered the shoulder. Just under 13 minutes remaining. Kari Jansson hands it off to Acox, and Acox, short little jump shot in the paint. Really a layup. Good hands, Jan Axel Gudmundsson wants to keep it out of Turchenk's hands. Lukashov for three, and good also Kravtsov, and then fouled by Jan Axel Gudmundsson. Kravtsov got hit in the face a second ago, and now he's holding his left arm in a little bit of pain. I think you heard it on the fall. Watch this. It was wrapped up there. Ooh, yeah, he hurt his elbow. Although he's holding his wrist. Hopefully big Slava's going to be okay. He walks around trying to shake it off. Well, after missing his first two free throws, Kravtsov is settled down. He's done much better. Well, he's 4 of 7. He's made 4 of his last 5 free throws. Now 5 of his last 6. And Iceland just up by 1. Back in the game, Porter Williamson for Iceland, and Iceland lucky to keep the basketball there. It almost turned it over. Jan Axel Gudmundsson blocked by Katchenko on the fadeaway. Katchenko is just very athletic. You can't go up against him lightly at all. Got to be really aggressive. Bobrov for 3. Oh, just can't get it to go. Jan Axel Gudmundsson again steps back, this time space, and just missed everything. I think his coach will forgive him for that since he's been carrying the team, but he's going to come out now, and Elvar Fredriksson is going to come back in. 11.5 minutes remaining in the game. Lucas Schaaf not there. Bobroff flies in to the rebound attempt. Fredrickson has it. I think the player that Bobrovsky wants to shoot the basketball is Kirching. And traveling on Trygve. He's been pretty good about not forcing it, but that time couldn't resist. He had the mismatch. I think there he just needs to back him up instead of turning to face the basket. You watch some of the big struggles like Trygve with his low post moves, and it gives you an appreciation for how much you really have to work on those as a big player. I'm sure he does work on it a lot. Into the corner, Bobroff. Boy, Bobroff is almost as if he's from Iceland because he's ice cold. And now the turnover. Lucas Schaaf passes back to Kravtsov into the corner. Kirching for three. And that was the, oh boy. And a good break for Ukraine. Looked like Iceland had the basketball and they were battling each other, and it fell to Kravtsov, who put it away. Fredrickson from downtown, right in front of the Ukraine bench, and Bagatskis frustrated. 53-51, Iceland lead it at the end of the third quarter. He kicks the water bottle instead. He wanted to kick his chair or anything else. Iceland on top, 53-51 against Ukraine. 10 minutes remaining.
Окей, все, забыли, это прошлое. Видите, да? Вы в сборной? Вы в сборной, да.
So here's a look back at the action. And it's tight. Clearly with Iceland, it was this man right here, number 24, that carried him in that third quarter. Jan Axel Gudmundsson scoring all 11 of his points. And Iceland themselves, they had 20. But there's a stretch where he had about 7 in a row, and then just kept at it. This Ukraine team, though, they've got some experienced players, and they are not going to be pushovers. And don't forget, they did qualify and played at the FIBA Eurobasket this summer, whereas Iceland did not. Tkachenko did not look like he was Bagatskis' favorite after not getting out to guard the three-point shooter for whatever reason. Scan the barcode to get courtside 1891 in your smartphone. That is Basketball Central. You can look at all sorts of highlights, features, video streams, schedule, scores for all these European qualifiers, all the qualifiers around the world. We're getting oh so close to the World Cup. And Lucas Schaaf just kind of leans into Porter Williamson and commits the offensive foul. Porter is one of the more experienced players in this team. Big minutes here for him. Fredrickson as well. Fredrickson has a lot of one-on-one play. Tkachenko. They swing it. And Lipovi. Boy, it's just been a tough ask, those three-point shots for Ukraine today. Making just 5. Missing 22. 23 now. That was the 23rd missed shot. And Porter threw it away. He's trying to get to Acox, but that was a bad pass. Now to Janssen. Reaches in and commits the foul. Well, you would think that Jan Axel Gudmundsson will come back into the game as quickly as possible. I don't know what Craig Peterson is thinking, but he's definitely in the flow. And don't forget, they've also got Trygve Hillenissen out of the game, so maybe a little bit more to attack down low if Ukraine want it. Taking nothing away from Christopher Acox. But Trygve Hillenissen is a lot bigger, a lot more imposing with his rim protection. Although he doesn't have a block today, he's affected some shots. Here's the drive, and the basket is good. Just case in point, Dennis Lukashov driving in and banking it in and tying it. Fredrickson getting into spots where he wants to be, but just not making shots. And there's Lipovi now, quickly. And pass to Krabshoff, and Fredrickson commits to foul. He's going to go back in, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to bring Hillenissen back into the game. They just need his size. And Christopher Acox is going to go out of the game. I mean, Trygve Hillenissen can't play 40 minutes, and that's Craig Peterson's thinking. And also, you want to get Acox in there. He's a good player, but crunch time right now, that area is being exposed, and Ukraine have now gone back in front. Krabshoff is a free throw making machine right now. Those early misses, but since that point, he has been on target. Now 7 of 10. Saw Fredrickson hit the three-point shot, but he's still just 3 of 10 from the floor. 2 of 9 inside the arc. That was his only 3 that he hit. So Tkachenko called for another foul. Steinerson getting ready to inbound the basketball. He's been ice cold as well today. 0 of 7 from the floor. 0 of 4 from deep. Here he is. Hands it off. Kari Janssen, and Hillenissen able to knock it out to Elvar Fredrickson. Kari Janssen puts it on the deck. Oh, bounce pass to Trygve, then he's fouled by Krabshoff. So Hillenissen at the line. I've got him down for 12 points and 9 rebounds. Now 13 points. So he goes to 14. Pretty much on his average. He led him in scoring in the first half. It's his first 2 points in the second. Lukashov gets it down low. They pass it back out. Lipovi goes right at Hillenissen. You can see the rim protection that he gives. He got the block. Fredrickson thought about driving, thought about stopping and trying to pop. Bounce pass. Pasterson, and another rebound. He's got his double-double. Lennison. Kari Janssen drifts in, a little runner. Three-point attempt, good! Oh boy, that's huge. Bobra finally, excuse me, Krutos gets the three-pointer. It's a three-point lead, and that's the biggest lead they've had of the game. Boy, tough drive, and the ball goes back over to Ukraine, and Fredrickson right just can't buy a bucket right now. In fact, Ukraine's biggest lead has been 4 points. This is Krutos. They have put up so many threes today. By the law of averages, they're going to fall. One's going to fall occasionally, every so often. But that looked like a good shot. So now as a team, they're 6 of 24 from three-point range. Talking about Ukraine. Here's another one, and Krutos this time off the front of the iron. And again with Tryggvi Lennison, you see the value with the rebound and the shot protection. Look at that shot block, rim protection from Kravtsov. Sends it back where it came from. Tkaczynko goes in. And it's a 5-point lead, and Iceland in trouble. The offense has dried up, and now Ukraine starting to put points on the board. Look at that. Great no-look pass from Krutos, who's made a big difference since coming into the game. He's 1 of 4 from deep, 5 points, 3 steals.
Fake it when you turn the corner. Tryggvi is rolling. This guy is the one that's been picking him up. Hesitate here, looking to attack, looking for Elbar or Tryggvi. All right? Listen, if we don't got something good in transition, stop, man. Alveg sama hvað gerist hérna, það eru 6 mínútur eftir 5 stiga leikur. Við erum stórir í haustum! Stórir í haustum!
We'll give Ukraine credit. It has not been easy today, but they have just kept fighting away. They've missed a lot of shots, but eventually they will fall, and they have for Krutos there. His first make in 4 attempts. Lennison, meanwhile, has his limitations. And what he does is he's able to score down low and rebound and block shots. 14 points, 11 rebounds for him. Jan Axel Goodmanson, and there you go again, the little lob on the drive, and Tryggvi puts it up and in to cut it back to a 3-point game. It's crucial they got something coming out of the timeout. And good hands, Fredrickson knocking it away. Pasterson on the break. And the quick layup attempt. And then a foul called. Good, great hustle from Tryggvi Lennison. Doesn't give up on it. And he took the push from Kravtsov. So Kravtsov goes out of the game. He's got 4 fouls. And Lennison takes his time and continues to make plays. He's now got 17 points. Make it 18 as Iceland and Ukraine go after a huge win to keep their hopes alive of getting to the World Cup. Ukraine in far more serious danger of bowing out if they don't get the win. And the dump to Heron, and Heron misses. and stays with it and scores. Great play by Vladimir Heron. Pass back to Helenissen, and he just leans in and puts it up and in. I was all half expecting the whistle to blow for the charge, but I think it was the way it looked like he was trying to avoid the contact, and maybe the Ukraine defender was in the semicircle. Lukashov into the paint, hands it off, and Trygve Helenissen commits the foul on Krutos. Ukraine had done a good job at the line today, shot 75%. And Krutos, this will be his first attempt. But we saw him, he's got good shooting motion when he nailed that three-pointer, and here he is at the line in a very big situation. And the basket is good, or the free throw is good. And he makes both. The drive, oh boy, Fredrickson leans into it and gets to the free throw line. Fredrickson makes the first. Plays in nearby Lithuania for Rytas Vilnius. So he'll probably just hop on the train and go home after this, or maybe even get a car and drive back to a one-point game. 4.5 minutes remaining. Lipovic. Kachenko a long way out, and Helenissen not able to rebound it with Heron, but there is his teammate Fredrickson, and zigzagging his way up, and just doesn't go. Trygve Helenissen is there for the putback attempt, and he is fouled. Boy, Fredrickson doesn't know what he's done wrong to upset the basketball gods, because it just seems like anything he puts up just will not drop. Meanwhile, the foul, I mean, you just can't put a price on the hustle of Trygve Helenissen today. He just gets in there, gets his hands on so many rebounds, so many balls, so many misses, and he needs to really bear down and keep making free throws. These are big. He's tied it. 20 points, 13 rebounds, bringing back memories of that game that he had against Italy earlier this year. 23 points. So Iceland back in front with 4 minutes remaining. And Ukraine, they will have a chance to go to the line. Heron battling away. Craig Peterson says, can't we just get an easy win? Ditto for Bagatskis, instead of having to go to the wire every time. Vladimir Heron has really worked hard today. He's at the free throw line where he's made 1 of 2. He's got 5 points, but 8 rebounds and a block. He's played 18.5 minutes. .28 years of age. Plays in Spain at Real Betis. It's 1 of 2. We got another tie game. Steinerson. Jan Axel Gudmundsson. Jan Axel Gudmundsson tries his luck from three-point range. Now Ukraine's turn to try to go back in front. Lipovic. Heron out to the perimeter, and Krutos misses, but Heron with the rebound, then he hands it off. And Lipovic. Krutos, excuse me, made that layup. And Fredriksson, and a couple of 3 attempts for Iceland. Now Ukraine feel like a big opportunity, up 2. And I think they need to reset the offense for Iceland, because their 3 balls are not falling today. 3 of 16 from three-point range, Iceland.
Играем на пашу. Они делают айс очень такой, может что-то... Смотри, другой. Просто на пин-даун на него. Ты играешь первого. Ты играешь первого. Стали как на 52. Но, Липа здесь. Ваня идет здесь. Одну и вторую сторону. Вова, ты в другой стороне. Ваня, когда играешь, ты поднимаешься. Паша здесь, Вова, ты поднимаешься. И Ваня, фейк, пик-н-ролл, сразу мяч. Ты ставишься здесь и уходишь. И Дэн, ты получаешь, и просто пин-даун, и ты вниз. Пин-даун. Ты играешь 52, даешь Ване, Ваня слипает пик-н-ролл. И фейком, ты обьешь.
Well, Bagaskis wanted to call that timeout because he feels like he needs to set the table, but I almost wonder if he's done Peterson a favor as well by calling it, because Iceland looked a little lost on offense their last 2 possessions. They're not as decisive. So Peterson had a chance to talk to his players as well. Well, it's crunch time. Ukraine with possession, up 2, under 3 minutes to go. Lukashov, high off the glass. Axel Gudmundsson brings it back. Jan Axel Gudmundsson goes all the way. And the hustle from Thrasterson. And there to pick up the ball was Krutos. Over to Tkachenko. And Lipovic decides to hold it and not put up the quick 3. Same with Tkachenko. Now he puts it up. And that is a huge shot for Ukraine. Alexander Lipovic. And the lob to Trygve Hlenison, and he's fouled. Well, Lipovic picked a good time to hit his 3rd three-pointer of the game. He's 3 of 7 from deep. He had the shot before, but I think he quite rightly held on. And it just doesn't get any easier for Iceland. Trygve Hlenison certainly, well, I could say he couldn't have done any more today, but you know, there have been times where he has struggled offensively. And he continues to pour into points. So I think he's 24 points. 13 rebounds. Ukraine up by 3. Oh boy, Lukashov dribbled it off his foot and then went right to his teammate. Lukashov gets it in, and Axel Gudmundsson fouled in the backcourt by Krutos. Axel Gudmundsson missed his first 2 free throws, so this could be a situation where it's not a bad foul. 26-year-old Jan Axel Gudmundsson going back to the line. He came in shooting 57.1%, 8 of 14. So he was 8 of 16, 50% in the European qualifiers before that make. And indeed, he makes 50% on that trip down the floor. So it's a 2-point game. Hard to believe why he struggles shooting the basketball from the line. Look at him hustle. Almost forcing the turnover from Tkachenko. Lipovic thought about it. Krutos open for 3. Got it! Huge shot. Iceland gambling on defense, trying to force the turnover, get the steal, and it leaves Krutos open on the wing, and he knows exactly what to do with it. Like a machine. Look at the follow through. Count it. Nothing but net.
Okay, Cowley's here. Jon Axel, you're here. Okay, flaring. Okay, when Elvar's coming across, and Cowley, you're coming across this one from Trigby. Right? If your guy steps up, Trigby, slip into the hoop. Okay, if he doesn't and he's not open, go into a down screen. Okay, but we're looking for Cowley. Okay, it's got to be with tempo. You can even go screen it. Slip it, and then you're coming.
Well, a lot of basketball to be played clearly in this final minute and a half or so, whatever's left. I've got a minute and 27. Looking up. But clearly right now, we'd rather be in Ukraine's position. That was a big three-pointer from Krutos, his second. Steinerson holds on to it and drifts in, puts up the shot. And Steinerson just having a awful day shooting the basketball. 0 for 9 from the floor. Lipovic, and they pass it, they share it, and I tell you, Iceland fortunate to be down only 5 right now. Fredriksson gets in, takes the bump, and good hands on defense from Steinerson. He puts up a 3, misses another one. Now up ahead it goes. Lipovic lays it up and in. And their biggest lead of the game, 7 points. And it's just a day where Iceland's shooters just have not been able to put the ball in the basket. Not at all. It has been a tough day at the office. You simply cannot shoot below 30% from the floor and expect to win. Ukraine not having a brilliant game. They're at 36.62%.
Trigby, you're here. And Jon Axel, you're here. Sig Trigby and Elvar, okay? So right when the ball comes into Ayer, here, right? Jon Axel, you're curling it, right? Coming here. Then Elvar coming back across here. Sig Trigby to the top, all right? If Elvar's also open, hit him, all right? I go over there? No, you're coming here like this. Yeah, across the top, okay? Hey, if nobody's open, Trigby, you gotta come to the ball, we gotta pass it in and go.
Well, Steinerson came in shooting 51.2% inside the arc, but in this game, he just can't buy a basket. He's not a great three-point shooter. But It's ironic. Let's see here. He's 0 for 5 from deep as well. He's 0 for 10 from the floor. But nobody has shot it particularly well for Iceland. He's going to launch it. Steinerson and Ukraine have it. And Ukraine are closing in on victory. And the foul called on Elvar Fredriksson. So Ukraine living to fight another day. The path becoming more complicated, the dream to be realized for Iceland. Elvar as well has not had a great shooting day, 3 of 14 inside the arc. Excuse me, from the floor. And he came in averaging 21.6 points and shooting 57.5% inside the arc. So it's just been one of those days for the Iceland shooters. They have been ice cold. And you got to tip your hat to Ukraine. They've not been at their best today offensively as well. And now the shot blocked. And there is how, talk about the irony, getting a three-point, getting a layup after the turnover right at the end. Get it back to an 8-point game, and now Tkachenko appears to have injured himself on the play, on the collision with his teammate. And Bagaskis can't bear to look. That's tough luck. Plays at Promete, Tkachenko. And that, let's hope he's okay, because you don't want to get injured ever, and definitely not with 13.7 seconds left, especially when you're in command. .25-year-old Tkachenko be holding his breath that he's okay. Hopefully it was just a case of banging knees. Now it looks like they've called a foul. Yeah, they did call the foul. Oh, technical foul on the Icelandic bench. So I don't know who it was that said something. So that takes it back up to a 9-point lead. And Elvar Fredriksson forcing the turnover. It's going to be too little, too late. Iceland wasting a 24-point, 13-rebound performance from Tryggvi Heleniusson. And Jon Axel Gudmundsson makes the scoreline look a little more presentable. And congratulations to Ukraine as they get another win in their campaign. It's been tough going for Einar Bagaskis' Ukraine team, but hey, they have swept both of their games in this window, and they are in the hunt. So they are now 3-5. Iceland are 4-4, and I suppose Iceland's best way in now would be for Georgia to beat, for Italy to beat Georgia, do them a favor tonight, so they stay level with them. Ukraine win it 79-72 over Iceland. So again, the watermelon, where Ukraine, the land of the watermelon, Kherson, where they've, without getting into too many details, this obviously is a very important symbol for Ukraine right now, as they have reclaimed that city and they're taking the photo. And Slava Kravtsov now wants to throw the watermelon at somebody. But that was a gritty win for Ukraine and a tough loss. And, you know, as you look at the scores, Lipovic, 16, had some big shots. Krutos had some big shots. Slava Kravtsov overcame a tough start to play well. But they've given their fans a charge. Iceland just could not buy a basket today. So as you look back at the highlights, one huge difference, the bench play, the bench scoring anyway. 41 points came from the bench for Ukraine and 11 for Iceland. And interestingly, for Iceland, what they did do very well was make free throws. I mean, they were 25 of 29. That is a very good day at the office from the charity stripe, 86.21%. But they just, that was a rare shot, a rare make for Elvar Fredriksson and those guards, because they could have been standing on the beach today at the water's edge and not been able to throw the ball in the ocean on most attempts. They just couldn't get it to go. And they did actually have some attempts that went up on the rim and they stayed out. Jon Axel Gudmundsson scored all 14 of his points in the second half, 11 in the third quarter. But Fredriksson, Steinarsson were a combined 4 of 25 from the floor. So it was a tough shooting day for those guys. But if you want to stress the positive, Tryggvi Heleniusson had 24 points, 13 rebounds, 1 block, and he altered a lot of other shots. He made it difficult. And for Ukraine, well, tip your hat to Krutos, made a big difference coming in the second half. He finished with 13 points. Volodymyr Heron had 10 rebounds to go with his 6 points. Denis Lukashov played almost 28.5 minutes, had 10 points. So Georgia take on Italy and Spain face the Netherlands, and really it's that Georgia-Italy game that both Ukraine and Iceland will be paying attention to when it's played later tonight. So in Group L, you can see again, Iceland gets the participation point, so they go up to second place at 5-3 above Italy. Georgia in fourth, but once they play, they'll have the participation point, and Ukraine remain down in fifth, but still with a couple more games to play. So you applaud Ukraine. They come out, difficult times in their country, and their team comes out, plays hard, and gets the win for the country, the national team. Iceland, it didn't go well for them for the second game in a row, but they are still in the hunt for the World Cup.